Welcome to a slightly different Longevity Plus video today. Today I'm going to be showing you a budget home workout. We're going to just be using body weight and some exercise bands. I'm currently traveling to New Zealand to visit my 94-year-old mum. I've got a day in transit in Wellington here, so I thought I'd get a quick upper body workout in, and hopefully you can learn a few tips and tricks to intensify your workout. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance for any sound imperfections and obviously some video imperfections as well. Wellington, if you don't know anything about it, is known as the windy city of New Zealand. And if I don't get blown over the cliff here, I think I might get some interruptions with the sound quality and possibly get my tripod blown over at the same time. Also, do stick around to the end. I'll put the program together with some of the tips that I cover, so you can download, or you can screenshot those, should I say, and use them for yourself. Right, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to just start by a bit of a warm-up with my basic push-ups. Hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Starting on my knees so I can get my shoulders and elbows nice and warm. Trying to keep a nice straight upper body. My elbows are coming out at an angle of somewhere around the 45 to 75 degree angle, which we've covered in other chest exercise videos already. 10 to 12 reps, just to get my body nice and warmed up. I tend to need 2 or 3 sets to make sure my upper body push exercises are warmed up. So I'm going to do another quick set here for you. So again, keeping a nice straight upper body. My elbows again are coming out to that 45 to 75 degree angle. Remember, this is 90 degrees. We do not want that. And we don't want them too close to our side like this when we're doing a push-up, because that does transfer more of the pressure to the triceps. Good exercise for triceps, but not for what we're trying to achieve currently. So I'm just going to do another nice controlled 10 to 12 reps. And again, I'm doing these on my knees because it's a lot easier for me to start and to make sure that my upper body is warmed up. Now, if you're counting the reps, I have no idea what I've done. I think that's about 8 or 9. I'm going to do one more. So I did say 10 to 12. Normally when I exercise, I'm not videoing at the same time, so I don't lose count. Right, I'm all warmed up for my pushing exercises. First exercise is going to be the push-up, but it's a push-up with a twist. What I'm going to be doing at the top of my push-up, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see this in the video, as I push up, I'm going to rotate to one side, come back down, push up, rotate to the other side. What that's going to do is going to be bringing my upper arm bone a little bit more across my body. Our chest muscle is designed to adduct our arm. It does other things, but that's one of its major purposes. So if I can bring my arm across my body more, I'm going to be able to get more chest activation. So on the push-up, if we just push up to here, we don't get that extra adduction of the upper arm. So by pushing up, rotating, one side will get some extra activation and intensification. Intensification, new word. So let's see if you can see that when I'm doing it. I'm just going to do one short set of about 10 reps. This time I'm on my toes, coming down, pressing up, rotating into one side or twisting into one side, then to the other. Of course, you could focus on one side at a time if you wanted to. However, for me, I tend to go to alternate sides. So both sides are getting a nice equal workout with each set. I'll turn around and show you that from the front. But first, I'm going to check that my video is getting my voice. Okay, time for the front shot. As I mentioned earlier in the video, my hands are going to be slightly wider than shoulder width. As I'm coming down, breathing in, breathing out on the way up, and I do this twist at the top. So hopefully now you can see that more clear. Again, I'm going to do 10 reps for this set. There's more of a demonstration set for you. I'm keeping my core braced. so I don't sag in the middle. Of course, if you want, you can go back to your knees. We can still rotate and keep the intensity of the set going. Okay, one more demonstration set to give you some more tips here. So remember to breathe in before we descend, or breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up, twist. As we go down, this is the eccentric part of the movement. We have more strength, up to 30% more strength, as we do an eccentric motion versus the concentric on the way up. So if you're having trouble with your push-ups, you can always come up to the starting position, control your eccentric. You may not have the strength to get back up. Push yourself up in the knee position, come back up, and do a controlled eccentric or negative push-up. Get yourself back up any way you feel like. Back to your push-up position. Breathe in, brace your core, lower down, controlled. Now, of course, if we're doing that, we're missing out on the rotations at the top. But we have to start somewhere with our push-ups. Now, if you're quite advanced with your training at home and the basic push-up is not intense enough for you and the push-up with a twist or rotation is not intense enough, get some exercise bands. You've probably seen this before, but I'll demonstrate anyway. Put it around your body, get back into your push-up position. Same rules apply. Brace your core, control the eccentric, and rotate at the positive concentric to get that upper arm across the body to get more chest activation. Exercise 2 is going to be a banded fly. Elbows out, again, around about 45 to 70 degree angle. As we're coming up, we're going to be pushing wrists together at the top to help get that adduction of the upper arm. Breathing in on the way down. Breathing out on the way up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Controlling that eccentric. Remember, we're stronger in the eccentric. Breathing out. Keeping our core tight. Feet on the ground for added support. Pushing those wrists together at the top. Trying to get our upper arm across our body. I'll show you that one from behind. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pushing wrists together. Get those arms across. Don't stop here. Pull it across. We've still got resistance on our body from the bands. We get much better chest activation. Now, I brought a variation of bands away with me so I can play around with different resistances quite easy. These are a very simple and cheap addition to your home gym, or even to take to a gym if they don't supply them for you. They're so versatile, so I do recommend you investing in these. If you only have one band at the moment, for this exercise and the push-up exercise earlier, you can vary the resistance by where you grab the band, or maybe how many times you loop it around your hand to shorten the band. Obvious, right? But still, just keep that in mind. So if you only currently have one band, experiment with different resistances depending on the exercise. Then your second option, if you don't have enough resistance currently, slow the exercise down. Slow down the eccentric load part, power up for the concentric, slow down that eccentric. The slower you go, the more intense the workout will feel. Right, in between exercises now, I just thought I'd give you a quick view of Wellington, New Zealand, or part of Wellington, New Zealand. Absolutely beautiful. I'm very lucky today. Right, we're on to upper body pull exercises for our back. Now my buddy just happened to have a pull-up bar in his backyard, which is cool for me, but I understand many of you will not have that available. So I'm going to give you an alternative to that soon. However, you can always get down to your local park and use their monkey bars, or invest in one of those pull-up chin-up bars that you can put into your door frames at home. Those are super versatile, and again, like the exercise bands, they're super cheap, and there's so many option or exercise options you can do with those. It's not just for doing pull-ups. Today, we're going to moving on to the chin-up pull-up. Right, I'm standing on my buddy's kitchen chair because I can't reach the bar. He's got a little stool down here, but he's a lot taller than me. So I don't know if he's going to be happy about this, but he won't know about it until he sees the video anyway. So I want to warm my back up first, especially my shoulder, or the back of my shoulder area around the shoulder blades. We really want to get a lot of activation there to make sure that part of the body is engaged before we start kind of really stressing out our back. So what I'm going to be doing is some dead hangs moving into an active hang. So how I do that, I'm not going to go too wide on this bar here. I'm outside my shoulder width, but not crazy wide. So I'm going to start in a dead hang position. So my shoulder blades are like fully extended up into what we would actually call an elevated position. And then I'm going to try to retract and depress my shoulder blades into an active hang. So I'm hoping you can see that in the video, dropping down, stretching down, coming up into an active hang. So I might do anywhere from 6 to 10 of these just to get a little bit of activation, but not too much because, again, my back of my body is not yet warmed up. Right, it's a little bit breezy, so I still hope you can hear me okay, guys, but I'm already breathing hard. I've done 3 sets of that activation exercise from the dead hang to the active hang. Already feeling my lats quite a lot, and I'm ready to go into my full pull-ups now. Now, we all vary in how much we need to warm up, so again, if you're feeling that you're ready to go, of course, get stuck into it. If you need more warm-up, then go for it. That exercise itself is enough for some people to get a lot of back activation work going, and maybe you may just include that as one of your exercises. Right, so I'm going to move into the full pull-up, but I wanted to show you a quick trick, which I'm sure all of you already know. If you're not able to do a full pull-up yet, you can do the negative pull-up, or where you're letting yourself down slowly, again in that eccentric portion of the movement. I mentioned earlier that we're roughly 30% stronger in our eccentric movement. So some people like to jump up into a contracted position and then just lower their body down slow. So I'm using the chair here to be able to push myself up, and then I'm lowering myself down slow into a full dead hang position, so I get full extension of the lats. So again, I can push myself off the chair to help me get up to the contract position. I can hold this if I want to, if I can, and then I can lower myself down nice and controlled. Fully extended position. Jump up, hold, lower down, nice and slow. Or of course, if I'm able to do my pull-ups, I can start activating those. $99, $100. Oh, it's a good set. Oh. Let's move to the alternative exercise to the pull-up. So either one, you may not have the pull-up bar, or you're not able to do a full pull-up yet. So we can do a banded pull-down, which is a similar movement to the pull-up. Whoa, it's starting to get a bit windy here. Again, hope you can still hear me okay. Now, I've looped this around the pull-up bar here, but I'm sure you'll have somewhere in your home or your garage where you can loop a band around, or again, go down to the local park and find somewhere to loop that around there. So a pull down, I'm hoping you're all familiar with a lat pull down. I'm going to be doing exactly the same here. Now I can do this exercise standing up. I can do it kneeling down on the ground. It's just a matter of how much resistance you want to create on the band, or again, what's comfortable for you. Getting up and down off the ground may not be easy for you. So doing something standing up might be a good place to start. So I'll do some standing pull downs for starters. I'm going to grab the band quite high here. Make sure that I can get a nice full extension of my lats, again where the scapula are coming up nice and high. Then I'm going to retract my scapula and pull down, get my hands nice and low, trying to get my elbows down into my pockets, but keeping that chest nice and high. Breathe in on the way up, full extension, contract on the way down. So again, I'm trying to get my elbows down low into my pockets. So side on, we're looking like this. Chest up, full extension, shoulder blades nicely, what we would call elevated, but full extension of the lats. Retract and depress the shoulder blades, keeping the chest high, looking up, don't look down. Keep those shoulders back and down, chest nice and high. Now the banded pull down was just for demonstration purposes for you, because I've already done my what I would call a vertical pull for the pull up. So now I want to do a horizontal pull, something that's more at 90-degree angle or closer to 90-degree angle to my upper body. So I'm going to do a one-arm row, banded one-arm row for that. So again, I've looped the band around this upright here, and again, I'm hoping you've got something at your house or garage where you can do that. I don't want to loop it around my buddy's door handle just in case I do some damage. If it was my own place, wouldn't worry, but don't want to do that here. So I've looped the band round. I'm going to put it at around just around about my midsection height here, and I'm going to use what I would call an offset stance. So I've got my left leg forward, my right leg back, so that this enables my right arm to help me to rotate around more, and then chest up, shoulders back, pulling this band into just below my chest height. So this would be similar to maybe doing a one-arm row with a dumbbell, but again, I'm on holiday, I don't have those items with me. I've got a band, I've got a pole, and I can loop that round and away I go. Right, I'm in the middle of a set at the moment. I didn't do a warm-up set for this because my back is already nicely warmed from the pull-up. So I'm straight into an intense set, controlling that eccentric, squeezing on the concentric, really feeling that lat kick in. And of course, I'm going to do both arms. I've just changed the angle of the video so I get a little bit clearer. It was starting to look a little bit dark from the other side there. Now, if you don't want to do one arm at a time, you can do this exercise with two arms at a time, like we did the vertical pull. Same with the horizontal pull. If I want, I can do two arms at the same time. So you can use an offset stance here to help stabilize. If you just do both legs here, squat down a little. If you don't want to do the offset, you can squat down a little bit to be able to give some stability. Rowing in, extension out, protraction, retract, depress. I prefer the offset stance. Gives me more stability and ability to stabilize. But we can do exactly the same movement, but with two arms. We could swap legs for the next set, and so on. But again, make sure you get nice protraction, nice stretch of the lats. Pull those shoulder blades back and down, keeping them down. Pull all the way in, keep that chest nice and high. Right, we've got back and chest out of the way. Going to move on to shoulders. So I want to do something similar to a shoulder press, but I'm going to use body weight. I'm going to do almost like a pike push-up. It's going to be a position that enables me to activate my shoulders more. Again, if this is an exercise that you can do at home, then awesome. If not, I'm going to show you an alternative after this. So how do I do this exercise? Well, for me, I like to start in a quadruped position. Quadruped, yes, that's the right word. My arms are directly in line with my shoulders, but slightly wider. So straight down from my shoulders, should I say, but slightly out wider. My knees directly below my hips. And then dig my toes in. I'm going to come up into a pike position. And I'm going to be doing a shoulder press. Now my shoulders are already very warm from the press-ups, from the flies, and from my back work. So I find I don't need to warm up. But again, if your shoulders are feeling a bit creaky still, then make sure you warm up. That might mean doing something very simple like just simply pushing back, rocking back like this to get those shoulders activated before you pike up into this position. Right, here's our band alternative to the shoulder push-up. So I've got my knee on the band there, so it's not moving around. I'm going to be keeping a neutral position to my palm, so my palm's going to be staying in here. I've got my arm looped inside the loop of the band here. Just feels more comfortable for me. Pushing up overhead, controlling that eccentric or the downwards motion here, pushing up to full concentric contraction. I'm not leaning across here, keeping my body nice and straight. I'm squeezing my glutes to support my core, keeping my core engaged. Pretty basic move. I'm sure you all don't need too much explanation on this. If I turn side on, you'll see I'm keeping my body straight here. Like I said, my glutes are engaged, core firm, pushing up overhead, coming down. Not got my shoulder way out the side here. It's more in probably again that probably the 70 degree out from the 90 degree. Right, that's just a single exercise for me for shoulders. I was doing the pike push-up again. Great if you can do them. If not, banded shoulder press is a good alternative. Now, you may be thinking, whoa, that doesn't seem a lot. Well, I've already done chest and back. My shoulders have had a good workout already, so I find one exercise is enough for me. Again, that's me, maybe not you. If you feel you need more, then you can add extra exercises in. Right, time to move on to arms to finish off our upper body workout. Right, first exercise only exercise for bicep today is hammer curl. Now again, I'm only doing one exercise for my biceps because my arms are already tired. They got a lot of workout during the pull-up and they got a lot of workout when I was doing those one-arm rows. So I'm going to do a hammer curl, banded hammer curls. Hammer curl because I'm in a hammer position like I was hammering nails. Most of us don't hammer nails like this, like that. Palms facing. Get the band again to a resistance that gives me the right feeling of load. Curling up. It's okay if the elbows come forward a little bit, but we don't want those elbows coming all the way forward. Curling up, controlling the eccentric. Curl up, control that eccentric. Keeping that core engaged. We don't want to be leaning back and bending forward. Keep nice and controlled. Now, of course, you could do a normal curl if you want to. I just find when I'm using bands, I find a better engagement for myself personally doing a hammer curl. Up to you, try some different variations. Last exercise for the day, tricep dips. I'm going to use a chair. I'm sure you've all got a chair at home. I like to use a neutral grip. Again, same as the hammer grip for the curls. My palms are going to be facing each other. The reason I like this is it puts less strain on my wrist, but it puts less internal rotation on my shoulder. When we're in a neutral position, it's easier for us to keep our shoulder back as we're doing a dip. If we go into like the palms over position, palms facing back, hands over position, it's very easy when we're doing a dip for our shoulders to tend to push forward further. Now, as we get older, we want to be as safe as possible. Now, you may never have a shoulder issue all your life with training, but I just prefer to minimize the chances of getting a shoulder injury. So by doing a neutral grip, it gets that chance of any kind of shoulder injury lesser. So palms facing each other, wrists as straight as possible if you can. Putting my feet out in front. You can put your feet up higher if you like. I've been lazy today. I haven't been bothered to do that, and in all honesty, don't need it today. My triceps feel a bit fried already. Lowering down, controlling the eccentric again, squeezing at the top. So we'd normally be breathing in either before we lower down or on the way down, breathing in. Breathe out as we're going up and squeezing. Keeping that core nice and tight. Trying to keep those shoulder blades, again, retract. Keeping that tension through the back of our body as we're doing this dip. Very important. We don't want those shoulders to come too far forward. Keep them back. Make sure, again, you do get full extension of that tricep. Bring your feet in closer to make it easier. Shorter range of motion if you need to. There you have it, a budget home or holiday workout done. As long as you've got some exercise bands in your body, you can get it done. I was lucky enough to have a pull-up bar today, but again, maybe you can get yourself a pull-up bar for your door frames at home, or if you're on holiday, you can get down to a local park and use the monkey bars there. Remember, the goal of this channel is to simplify and clarify so you can take action now. Remove the confusion and possible analysis paralysis. If you're not sure where to start, please download the complimentary Longevity Plus Move and Improve Guide. I'll put a link for that in the description below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, keep moving, keep improving, and keep your mojo alive. And if you don't know the drill, please press the like button, press that subscribe button, press the bell icon so you'll always be notified when a new video is released.